Hello, hello, everyone, as we welcome you to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway here for week 7 of the Prestige Cup Series here for the Freedom 300. Once again, from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, home of racing here, and then for NASCAR is big ready to go. Once again, week 7 racing, and we'll see a driver try to park his machine right here in Victory Lane later tonight here after we get done with 300 miles of racing here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and announcer for tonight's race here for the Prestige Cup Series. Just over 10 minutes left in qualifying, and in practice, and we'll go ahead and come down the track side and take a look at some of your fastest drivers out on track right now and get your up and going here tonight from Charlotte. You see just a little over just under 9 minutes left in practice. You see Jacob Bryant currently out on track. Brandon to 48. Not having the stellar season that I feel like really all these Hive cars have expected to have. Obviously, saw the 83. Peter Hoppy run up front a little bit, but besides that, not the luck or the pace I feel like Hive guys have wanted, but just have to see here. But something we have to talk about coming into Charlotte is the points obviously situation that's going to be coming into here. So we know Tyler Helms currently your playoff standings leader with his 3 wins. Wyatt Thompson and Joseph Enright have locked themselves into the chase with their wins prior to the season. Obviously Tyler with 3, Wyatt with 2, Joseph with 1. Colby Duckworth will sit back there in P4. 45 points above the cutoff. Back there in P5 will be Gabriel Ngoli. 5th in the chase standings. Then you'll see the Max Ford back there in P6. You see these guys having a little bit of incident here up front. But go and look at Max Ford as he's coming out onto the racing surface. Dorian Davis back there in P7. Jackson Brown P8. P9 goes to Travis Prather. Carmelo Echeverra back there in P10. Running out the last 2 spots above the cutoff. Peter Hoppy, Zachary Trevino. Zachary Trevino only 1 point above the cutoff right now. So Zach needs to continue to put some good finishes together to give himself an opportunity to race his way into the chase. Jacob Bryant, we were just looking at him in that 48 machine right now. 1 point behind the cutoff, and right behind him, 2 points behind the cutoff. Actually, 3 points behind the cutoff is Lucas Lewis. And further on back, Nicholas Road. Like 7 points behind the cutoff. And then Wyatt Blair back there in P16, about 22 points off the cutoff. So Wyatt's got a little bit of work to do. Really don't see Wyatt Blair in this session, so that's not going to be something you want to see. We'll go ahead and show up the rest of your ticker, and we'll show you the fastest drivers out on track right now. Kendorian Davis, and now fastest in practice with that 48.905. Looking on right there, P2. Max Ford with the 48.974. You'll see him take a spin down in the infield. We'll grab the 25 of Benjamin Bushnell. He sits back there in P4. The 10th behind the pace there. Gabriel Ngoli, Joseph Enright, Peter Hoppy, Tyler Helms back there in P8. We'll talk about him just in a second. JJ Moore back there in P9. Jacob Bryant rounds out your top 10 in practice. You'll see Gavin Smith, Colby Duckworth, Jackson Brown, Travis Prather, Nicholas Road, Gabriel Ngoli, Christian Zarate, and Carmelo Echeverra right now. Back there, those two haven't set a lap time yet. They still have 5 laps to get on track and try to figure out how this track is going to run if they decide to. Back up to the 3 machine. We saw that kind of controversial finish last week from Indy, and the race control, the league owners, whoever you want to call it, decided that know, that the number 3 machine kind of stepped over that kind of invisible line and, you know, moving the 45 of Hector Collazo for the win. We don't see Hector showing up to, at least right now. So obviously, Hector not the most pleased with this 3 machine right now. But the Tyler Helms at the start of this race will have a 4-lap hold. So it'll be a big uphill battle for the 3 machine. You're currently not only your point standing leader, but also your chase standings leader as well. So 4 laps is going to be really hard for this 3 to get back here. Obviously, we will have 2 stage cautions on lap 50 and lap 100, which will help him out. But once again, I feel like 4 laps is, you know, that really bad spot where if guys go laps down, getting caught up in wrecks, it's going to be really hard for Tyler even to be in position to get the lucky dog, right? Let's say we wreck, you know, within the first 20 laps, he'll probably be the lucky dog candidate, but that also means that guys are gonna, you know, have damage and and probably wreck out here and might go, you know, a lap down, maybe 2 laps down, and they'll be, you know, cutting in front of the 3 when it comes to getting that lucky dog position, unless, you know, that those other drivers getting more wrecks and more wrecks to, you know, keep pushing the 3 up the ladder. But it's gonna be interesting to see how Tyler can navigate this race. Obviously, a lot longer race tonight here from Charlotte than we're used to seeing here in the Prestige Cup Series. 200 laps here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. So it's going to be a long race here for these drivers. Going to be interesting to see who can come out on top here after this 300-mile race to, you know, start week 7. Some key talking points here coming into qualifying. Qualifying is going to mean a lot tonight. These next gens, especially here at these 1.5 miles, dirty air, something you have to worry about. Especially here at Charlotte, where here in 1 and 2, the track is a lot more wider here in 1 and 2, so it can allow these drivers to go up there and run a line, right? But here in 3 and 4, I always felt like you'll see this 29 probably come down here and run it down here in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is a lot more narrow than 1 and 2, and you'll see a lot of these drivers run the bottom because it's kind of the only preferred line here at Charlotte, right? You're going to see a lot of drivers have to move around trying to find stuff, and you're going to see drivers have to be aggressive here at the start. So on these restarts to get the track position. If you have a bad start, you know, let's say you qualify maybe really outside the top 5. You don't have a good start, you don't, you know, take advantage of everybody being bunched up. It's going to be hard to get around guys. Unless we get a long green flag run and you can see some guys who maybe save some tire, knows how to manage the dirty air, knows how to manage their car, right? They get through the field. Dirty air is by far the worst thing that this car has right now on the sim, is the dirty air. You really have to be touchy with where you put the car because, you know, you basically have to put your car where the other guy won't. If you don't want to do that, you really have to do a good job of saving the tires and then hopefully hoping that the guy in front burns the stuff up just enough to where you can at least get back to him, right? And hope that that person might make a mistake or obviously just let you go. But obviously we know with how bad the dirty air is, I don't see a lot of guys just gonna pull over and let someone go, especially after a long run. They're gonna want to try to fend off as many people as they can, as long as they can. The Chevy and a Ford side by side here in practice. Spirited around out practice. 55 at Billy, 25. A Bushnell actually currently 4th and 5th practice right now, so showing some good speed out of these 2 drivers. See the timer tick down and ready to head into qualifying here from Charlotte. The track has gotten a little brighter here as we get ready to get into qualifying. Let's go down on track. These drivers have 5 minutes. Set, 2 laps. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable ask for all these drivers, and they have to set 2 clean laps, so they can't get up there on that outside wall. They can't go down and really touch the grass. Now, remember, Charlotte does have this AstroTurf down here through the tri-oval. You'll see some drivers, you see 29 dip his left side tires just a little bit underneath into that AstroTurf. It's not considered a 1X. You really have to be down there and on the apron for it to invalidate a lap time. Right now, you see 29 starting his first lap, down 1 and 2, going into 3 and 4. You'll start see a lot of drivers, and I believe this is how it's gonna be for a while now. First lap tends to be the fastest here, so they're gonna have to get everything they can in this first lap, and if they don't, they're gonna have to hope for something out of the second lap. But from my experience in a car, it's always been first lap is the best lap right now. Currently, Gavin Smith top of the board in that 16 machine. So it'll be P4. Peter Hoppy. P3 machine. Fastest stripe to complete his first lap. Number 29.3. Good enough for P3. Good lap for the 80 or Peter Hoppy in the 83 machine. Will be Duckworth coming out of pit road. I'm going to be interested to see if Tyler Holmes decides to qualify. Obviously, he knows he has that penalty. If I'm him, I'm just not going to qualify. I'm going to start from the back, right? Even maybe ask for a new well. If I can safely get down pit road as soon as we complete that first lap, right? I assume that they're not going to let that 3, start his hold. He's probably going to have to, run that first out lap out and then pit down. Or they might just have him just sit in the pits if he missed the start. Sit in the pit road for these first 4 laps. Interested to see what they decide to have Tyler do, because they could have him just miss the start and sit in pit road for 4 laps, or you could see him maybe be forced to run the out lap and then pit going the lap 2. Duckworth puts his way up to P4. 29.318. Adrian Goulian on the track as well. Only P13, the lowest side of the qualifiers right now. Coming around to complete his second lap. Across the stripe. No really marginal gain. They P13. Christian Zarate out here in the last minute. At his 2 laps. Should have enough time for 1 lap here, so he's going to have to make the most of it. I'm on board with the 99. So he'll elect to run this kind of arc line here. Got to do it again here in 3 and 4. I'm going to cross the stripe. 29.5. Oh, he might have hit the wall or something. I don't see a lap time that counted for him. I mean, I see a lap time, but it's not giving him a position. So, very interesting. No black flag either, so that's very intriguing. We'll wait on these drivers to get into their virtual machine, then we'll get ready to get you starting lineup here, presented by High Velocity TV. Waiting on some drivers to get ready to go. Remember, these drivers have a lot that they can do in the car here. We're going to start in a day in 200 laps. It's estimating, if we go green to green, we should be here for about an hour and a half for tonight's race. But obviously, we know we are getting 2 stage cautions on lap 50 and lap 100 at the halfway point of this race. Most of our drivers out on track. Let's go ahead. Get you starting lineup here, presented by High Velocity TV. So Gavin Smith in the 16 will be your pole sitter for tonight's race, alongside Isaiah Fox. Two, unlikely top 2 guys. Used to seeing, Davis and Helms and Ford up here towards the front, but you'll see Peter Hoppy, Colby Duckworth running out that row too. Back there in P5, going to be Benjamin Bushnell alongside Jackson Brown in the 31. Max Ford in the 11 will be P7 alongside Travis Prather, running out that row forward and running out the top 10. Carmelo Ecavera and Joseph Enright in the 57 machine. 29 of Nicholas Road will be P11 alongside Hayne Goalie, the 15, my apologies. But right behind the 15 will be the 55 of Gabriel. So the 2 teammates right there. 12th to 13th, and then you'll see the rest of the drivers further on back. Did not to set a qualifying time. JJ Moore, Tyler Helms, Kendorian Davis, Christian Zarate, and Jacob S. Bryant. And to round out the field here, 18 drivers out on track for tonight's race. I'm interested to see. JJ tends to qualify and sometimes has to back out. Interested to see if he's going to want to stick it out here and run. Looking right now, Tyler Helms still in his pit stall. So what I'm going to assume is what they're going to do is they're going to make him sit here, intentionally miss the start. He's going to serve his 4-lap penalty, then come around track. Something I want to talk about is I thought maybe they'd make him serve it going in, because he does get a sit here, which means he does kind of get to save a little bit of fuel here. Obviously, 4 laps down is going to be hard for him to recover here, but it's going to be interesting. Looking at tonight's race weather from Charlotte, you'll see 69-degree temperature, 73-degree track temp. 58% humidity with 1-mile-an-hour wind. Be partly cloudy skies out here in the sky. So, nothing that will hurt the racing integrity. We'll get ready to go. 200 laps here. Charlotte, 300 miles here for the Freedom 300. Did the pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. We're going to hand the race back over the Barney to Flagman. We're going 300 laps here from Charlotte. Across the stripe, Isaiah Fox jumps out to an early lead here. That 09 machine, look at him, almost half a second on the rest of the field here. Peter Hott further on back there in the 83. We'll see a side-by-side further on back. It looks like for the P5 position, Max Ford trying to make the move on the 31. Jackson Brown already has some front end damage onto that machine. Obviously, we're doing our pre-race rituals there. You see a little dimple on the front of that 31 machine. So, going to see if that car is going to handle differently or better or however here throughout the race here. But Max Ford trying to be aggressive, driving his way through the field here. Already up 3 positions from where he started. Someone moving up through the field as well. Kendorian Davis didn't set a lap time in that 9 machine, up 5 spots. Back at Tyler Holmes, still sitting down there in pit road. Remember, he doesn't even get to leave until we cross to start lap 5. Tyler Fox trying to get away here early. Get the horde of cars behind them. Trying to make up time, trying to make up track position. Right now, it's the 09. Here comes the 3 machine. Tyler Helms will come out on track here. Start lap 5, 4 laps down. Helms has a big uphill battle. He'll probably go another lap down, depending on how aggressive he's going to be out of pit road. He'll be at least about 4.5 laps down. See the leaders coming out of 4. Down the front stretch. Going into 1. Helms out of 4. Going down the front stretch into the tri-oval. So I'll say, yeah, about a half a lap down. So about 4.5 laps down. Now we have a battle for the race lead. Peter Hoppy underneath the 09. 09 going to try to pinch him down there. Skyler not going to give this up. Isaiah not going to give this up early. Oh, we have another league. There's Skyler Fox. Apologize to Isaiah about that, but go up there and run this top lane. Try to get their momentum off the quarters. Oh, the 83 loose. Peter Hoppy. What a save by the 83. He's going to get it back up on track, but he's going to lose that track position. Going to fall outside that top 5 where he was running. He'll settle back into P7. Tyler Fox will hold on. He's got a hungry Max Ford behind. Max is going to be aggressive to try to take this lead away, try to drive away. He's got the pace to do it. Can he get around this 09? We already saw one try to get around. Made a mistake. Max was aggressive to get to the back end of this 09, but hasn't been able to do anything with the track position yet. Coming on this higher lane to get the momentum off the corner, but lost a lot of time on entry to the 09 machine. Callie doing a good job holding on to this race lead for now. Oh, you'll see him back up the corner. That actually, I think that spooked the 11 a little bit. He gets up to the outside wall. And they're going to stay about even. Benjamin Bushnell trying to make the move for P3. Max Ford back up here, takes your race lead away. He really drove it into 3 and 4 there to get the lead away from the 09. I didn't think he was fighting it back. I wanted to look at another battle, but he'll take the race lead away from the 09. He'll try to drive away for the rest of the field. Go back to the balance further on back. 16 to Gavin Smith. Your pole sitter all the way back here in the P6 position. So a really good qualifying lap out of the 16 right now. Either just trying to save his equipment, trying to save his tires, or just hasn't been able to find the race pace here yet. They play through now side by side with the 16 for the P6 position. Prather will take it. Prather will not take it. As the 16 gets a run on from the top. They'll still stay side by side at the line. Give it to the 16. We'll contact that from these two for this P6 battle. The 16 once again on this top side, but the 58 has it if he wants it. The 16 to the outside wall. Dorian Davis going to put himself into this fight. I'll be Davis and Smith now, battling out for the P7 position. 16 continues to drop through the field here. I've talked about this on the broadcast before. I get it if he's trying to save his equipment, but he starts from the pole. Like, if he could just try to like hold on to, even a top 5, right? That'd be good. But him just letting people go isn't always the best thing to do here, right? I mean, he's gonna have to get around these 9 people in front of him now 8 people in front of him, if he is trying to save his stuff, right? It's going to be interesting to see what this 16 to do. We know he ran a really good qualifying lap, so we know he knows how to get up there and run up front, but interesting to see. Out for the P3 position still continues. 25 just hasn't been able to find a way around the 33. Just trying to put that air in front of that 25 to keep him behind, and he's done a good job up to this point. Doing a good job being defensive, trying to put the car where he needs to, and not allow this 25 to get the inside. Speaking of that, here comes the 25. Bushnell will drive it down into the corner here. He'll easily clear. Has to be defensive. Not let that 33 get a crossover. He won't. The Bushnell will put himself inside the podium position, but has his work cut out for him right now. Next car up to go is almost over a second in front. That's 09 to Fox as he tries to reel back in the race leader Max Ford. You'll see, I'm not surprised to see this out of some of these drivers. You'll have, and especially here, I don't know what it is about Charlotte, but you'll have drivers who come here and are just super good here for no reason, right? They haven't shown the best pace throughout the season, but they'll show up to Charlotte and be super quick. I've seen it in every league, every car that I've come to. We'll just use some guys to show up and show this flash of pace that we know that they can show. And here at Charlotte, one of these tracks that some of these drivers thrive at. You think about it, right? When you get the sim for the first time as a rookie, when you buy your first pieces of content, right? Charlotte comes with the subscription. So, at least for me, Charlotte was kind of the first place I ever started running laps here. Back in the street stock, back in the Legends, right? And, it's everybody's kind of home track when it comes to, you're starting in the sim. I've been impressed with this 09. Hasn't let this 11 get away yet. The 9 laps led tonight, but you see right there. That car right in front. Ooh, you see the 11 walking it up the track there for this onboard. Really pushing the rear end here. A little blinking out of the 09 will go up to your race leader. Max Ford trying to hold on. Further on back, looks like a battle for the P6 position. Prather Trying to get around the 33 of Duckworth. Duckworth's starting to fall a little bit through the field as the laps have gone on here as we approach lap 25. Duckworth was up inside the top 3. And oh, wow, really up the track there. And then try to race his 55 side by side for the P7 position. Gabriel clears the 33. Once again, it's that cat and mouse game, right? What do you do in these situations, right? Do you push early to try to get the track position, or do you lay back? And now that it's on lap 25, you're starting to see some guys start to drive through the field here. Maybe save their tires a little bit better. This is around that kind of lap range where the tires will start to play. The tire wear, you know, the tire conservation will start to show. The guys who use their stuff up now are going to start to show it and start to, you know, lose a little bit of lap time. Give or take, we have about 5 cars under a blanket here. Is this little pack has started to compress a little bit. Nicholas O trying to hold off the 81. Cabrera, they're trying to make a move here, but 29 is going to have to negotiate around his teammate in the 33. A little Blake out of the 33. Now looking 3 wide. Here comes the 81. Bottom of 3. He'll clear the 29. Now bottom 2. He'll clear the 33. Look at that. 2 for 1 in the turns 3 and 4. 81 says thank you. And he will go on and be the 8th place driver. Now we're far enough in the run. I feel like everybody's starting to find their pace. Everybody's trying to find their rhythm of where they need to run, where they want to run, and how fast they want to run, right? Remember, we do have that stage on lap 50. And I am unsure how long they can go on fuel, but remember, I was always told that they always kind of try to plan the stage around when they need to pit. So it might be a little bit different for this race because we do have 2 stage cautions, unlike the rest of the season, where we have stage 1, which ends on lap 50. Stage 2 will end on lap 100, and then the rest, the second half of the race, if they wanted to, could go caution for tonight's race here for the Freedom 300. Max Floyd continues to lead, but Isaiah Fox has not let up on the pressure here. Has been within, 2-3 tenths since he lost the race lead. Has not let this number 11 get away. Forced back to try to move around a little bit. Try to find a little bit more time. Because look at the 09. He's jumping up to the top side. Gonna try to get a good run out of the corner here. Yes, he will. Going to close this down within under 2 tenths. And now Isaiah Fox starting to put the pressure on. I want to ride on board real quick. I thought I heard someone turning off their car. Maybe. Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's what I thought. Max Ford trying to save a little bit of fuel here from the lead. And that tells me right there that they're probably a little bit closer on fuel than they want to be going to stage one. Now, I know I've raced a couple races here through NIS and through, like, the officials and stuff. Oh, Max Ford super loose out of turn 4. That's going to allow the 09 to make a move here going into 1 and 2. Max Ford drives it into the corner to see if that 09 can do a crossover. Not going to make it happen. But these two battling, it's going to allow that 25 to close in. Benjamin Bushnell has closed the gap tremendously in these last couple laps. Once again, the 11 having trouble out of 4. He looks pretty strong in 1 and 2. Something that's gone awry on that number 11 machine in those last 2 corners. See, he actually does really well in 1 and 2, but that's the second time that he's had to catch it on the exit of turn 4 there. Going back, we saw the 11 saving a little bit of fuel. And going back to officials, I remember with 100% fuel, you could go about 60, 65 laps. But we're not running 100% fuel in the Prestige Cup Series. We're running about 70, yeah, it says right here, 75% fuel. I mean, we can do some quick math. 75% of 65 is 48 and a half. So they have to save just over 2 laps, just under 2 laps of fuel to make it to lap 50. So that's why you're hearing that 11 turn off his engine. Trying to do everything he can to make it to the stage. So he's going to fight it out here for the race lead. On this 11, if you have to save a little bit, I'm just going to let this 09 go, right? Do not try to fight it. Because the more you fight, the more fuel you're going to burn. Especially if he's going to keep you on the top side. Because, oh, a little bit of contact between the 2 race leaders. Still contact. Hard racing for the race lead right now. Wow. 09 leaning on the 11. The 11 will keep the lead for now. Going in 1 and 2, still side by side. The 11 trying to hold on. He'll keep the race lead again. But man, what a good fight for this race lead here as we approach 10 to go in stage 1. I'm interested. Is this 09 saving fuel? Do you see him slap the outside wall? Cox is not concerned with fuel. Right now, at least. What a battle for this race lead. Max Ford doing a really good job being defensive. Trying to hold on. Now every corner, this 11 is dumping the clutch. Try to save some fuel. Now block the 09. Here comes the 09 on the top side once again. I'm the 09. If you want this lead back, you got to pinch this 11 down. Get the run off the corner. You'll see side by side the 09 and outside wall. But a good run out of the corner. Not going to quite be clear enough to secure that spot. Lap car into the outside wall. That's Hayden Goalie. Wow, tight racing out of turn 4. Just like that, Skylar Fox takes your race lead back. 7 to go in stage 1. Max Wood has dropped off the back end of this 9 machine. They'll turn off that car. Now my question is, can the 09 make it here with just over 5 to go here to complete the first stage? I know Skylar didn't really push. I mean, he pushed right at the start, but to get the race lead away. But did he save enough early to where he felt like he was good to go, and now he's starting to push once again? He's gapped. Now a second over the 11 of Max Ford. Benjamin Bushnell going to make a fight here as well. Max Ford just going to pull over for that 25. I mean, Max might be in like panic mode when it comes to fuel saving. And that's the worst feeling you can have as a driver, right? Maybe thinking that you can make it without having to save, and then you look and you're 2-3 laps short, and you just have to do this. Completely drop off the pace here and try just to make it, to survive, right? Until you get to until you get to the end of the stage. Like Max Ford's last lap, second, slower than really the rest of the field, at least in the top 4. De Cavera also pretty slow. Here comes one car down pit side. A couple cars down pit road right now. AJ Moore took a pit stop. Aiden Gooley down pit road now. Isaiah Fox down pit road. A lot of these drivers decided to push, and they could not make it to the end. Bushnell comes across as your race leader. He takes the white flag in stage 1. And he's tried to save a lot. I mean, he is coasting. Try to get to the flag here. Look at this. Yeah, completely coasting. Try to get it around. A Bushnell across the stripe. It's going to be huge because he's going to put all these drivers a lap down if they cannot get back to him. And that's something that Tyler Holmes does not want to see. Tyler Holmes is 4 laps down. Everybody else, you know, Gooley, Fox, Peter Hoppy, Colby Duckworth, all 1 lap down. Tyler Holmes will unlap himself right there. But the 25 crosses the line. Caution should be waving anytime soon. I think he's out of fuel. I think the 25's out of fuel. Unless caution's already out. No, I still see green flag conditions. Caution's out now. I think all these drivers, the 81 and the 58, are all out of fuel. But they intentionally slowed up knowing that caution was going to come out because they cannot make it. You know, you'll probably see everybody here try to just coast as much as they can. To make it back around one more time, they try to pit. This 25 is, I mean, you can tell that they're close. Very, very close to running out of fuel here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this 25 even use the brakes at all. He's gonna probably speed up. You'll see right there. Just let the pace car get back to him. So a very strategy call for some of these guys to stay out here and save fuel. That's gonna trap, you know, some of these guys a lap down. Now they will take the wave around. Do all that. And I thought this was gonna happen. So Tyler Helms actually, despite, you know, after the hit sit in the pits for 4 laps, he had 4 laps more fuel in the tank. He came out of pit road, so he was able to full bore push. And was able to unlap himself the hard way. He's down to 3 laps down. Now he does have some guys who will take the wave, I think. Isaiah Fox down pit road. Well as Duckworth. Oh, they're spinning in the back here. That's the 9. I believe that was Kid Dorian Davis I saw around. What happened here? Off the bumper of the 3. Very interesting. You see Dorian not happy. And actually, yeah, fortunate, but so this kind of shakes up a lot of stuff here. So the 33 of Duckworth went down pit road. I'm very confused with what's going on here. So now, yeah, it's going to make Colby give these spots back up. So someone should get the lucky dog here. That could very well cycle out to your race leader. More. Tyler Helms still on track. Big goalie. Benjamin Bushnell. Yeah, very strange. We're going to take a commercial break, but that was a very intriguing first stage with how the fuel strategy worked out. Now remember, they had the complete lap 50 here in the Prestige Cup Series to get the stage. So not only did they have to get the 51, it took a couple laps out of stage 2. So that means fuel shouldn't really be an issue, I feel like. Depending on how much, I feel like you might see some drivers will try to save a little bit. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough to where it was like how it was for the start of the race. But caution free in stage 1, you'll see Echeverria, Prather going to the Echo Park restart zone. We'll start stage 2. The 58 spins the tires. Well, I might just commentators jinx the field there. Talked about how no cautions in stage 1, and we will start stage 2 with a caution. My apologies to the rest of the field here. Aiden Goalie and 58 of Prather. Make a mistake there, and unfortunately for Aiden Goalie, meatball for that 15. And that might be racing the damage for the 15 of goalie there. We'll have to see. No fast repairs. Yes, there is a fast repair actually. But guess what? Goalie's already used it. And I hope that wasn't an accidental one because I haven't seen really anybody get damaged this whole race. Maybe goalie got in the wall, but it shows that he's already used his one fast repair for the race. But we'll see if he decides to park this car. Might be racing the damage. You see smoke out of the back end, smoke out of the engine, smoke out of the exhaust pipes. A lot of front end damage to that 15 machine. See if he's gotten out of the car here. No, and there he goes. Main goalie out of the race early here on lap 57. You do see some cars down pit side though. Gonna top off on some Sunoco race fuel. Peter Hoppy, Colby Duckworth, Travis Prather, Gabriel goalie down pit road as well. Prather, where we saw him be a part of that first strike. You see a lot of that right front damage on this 58. And try to get that fixed. Look at that. Already popped out. And this one caution probably, I would say, kind of negates any type of fuel saving activity I will need. You see a lot of guys on the apron here. You'll see, I guarantee you going on board with this 81, he's probably putting that car in fifth. Here right now. Trying to save fuel. Right there, fifth gear. You'll see them get stacked 2 by 2 once again. To the 85 and the 11. The 81 and the 11. So Toyota front row. It'll be a Chevy front row for that P2, for that second row. Rounding out the fast four will be Nicholas Road. Joseph Enright. Joseph went his way through the chase. We're into the playoffs. That went at Talladega, so see him beside the fast four for the first time, I believe. Good run for the 57. Coming into 3 and 4, you'll see the pace car take a hard left turn down Perry Road. We'll see those two Toyotas. The 81 and the 11 go back into the restart zone. We'll be back green here to start lap 59. Good jump by the 81. Max Ford will just drop back in line. I'm not surprised to see Carmelo up here at the front. Showed a lot of pace early this race. Got the track position he needs. Oh, the 11 at the outside wall. Keep the momentum up, though. He's going to close in on the back end of this 81. He'll run the top side. Gonna be side by side for the race lead as Max Ford going to run that top side and try to take this lead away early here in stage 2. appreciate the hydrate up there in the Twitch chat. Crimson Ash for letting me hydrate here up at the HVTV booth. You'll see side by side for the P3 position. Enright, Hirati, side by side here going into 3 and 4. Get the 57 on the top, the 99 on the bottom, side by side across the line. Give it to the 57 as he's going to try to hold on here. Hirati trying to drive his way up through the field, up 14 spots from where he started back there in P17. Oh, you see the 99. Really upset you saw the 57 put the bumper. Hirati back there in 3 and 4 now. 3 wide. Going into 1 and 2. That's the 3 of Helms. I was talking to Tyler and he said he has to be aggressive here to get all these laps back. And it's from his own doing, being aggressive at Indy. Gave himself that penalty. It's contact between the 29 and the 57. They somehow save it. And it's the 3. No, they wreck it to the back. Duckworth involved. That's just hard racing here on the starts on these restarts. In the 4 shot there, the 25. See what happened here. I think this all started kind of with the 29 of road. So you see the 57 getting into the side in the right rear quarter. And back here, the 48. I don't know if he checked up or what happened here, but he checked up. And we got the bumper put to him by the 16. Now we were allowed for these guys to go to 33 of Duckworth. Interested to see if that was like some weird net code. Because he kind of just lost it on his own. Oh, man. I just looked like he got loose trying to lock it down for the wreck in front of him. Let's try it on board with the 33 and see what happened from his eyes. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, pretty easy to do in that action. What you just saw is he tried to lock it down. He got loose, tried to save it. And you saw he kind of yanked the wheel to the right because he was spinning to the left. You finally saw the car just finally, like, kind of all the traction kind of got compounding finally, and it just snapped. Super easy to do in these next-gen cars, and I don't even think this 33 is going to make it back to pit road. He's going to have to tow that machine. There it goes. Fortunate for that 33. Really strong car tonight. He's already 2 laps down here. I'm interested to see. Tyler Helms is down to 2 laps. Did he get the lucky dog? Unfortunately, and I wish ATVO had this. So if anybody over at ATVO is watching right now, if you guys could add in a feature where it will tell us if a driver gets a lucky dog, that'd be really cool. I'd really love to see that. Going back up to the front. Axe forward. Echeverria once again, 1-2. But you'll see the 81 and the 11 will switch lanes. Max Ford take the race lead away. They're on that restart. But Carmelo was able to keep that P2 position. We approach just under halfway in stage 2. See Max Ford at Cabrera. Lead us back to green. You'll see the pace car take a hard left turn back down pit road. Back inside the Echo Park restart zone. Max Ford. Good jump by him. Here comes the 99 Maserati with a good jump behind the 11. He'll take over the P2 spot on this restart. The Cabrera. Already aggressive on the start to try to get back around this 99. Girardi. And the 81 will be side by side. No, Cabrera will pass. Now here comes the 57. Enright trying to be aggressive to get back here inside the top 3. Girardi going to hang it tough on that top side. Try to keep it side by side as he does. A good run off the top side. Going to be side by side for the P3 position. Girardi up top. And right on the bottom. And man, that 99 just keeps getting a really good run off the top. He'll clear that 57. Now Enright's going to have to wind up some more momentum to get back to the 99. Now you'll see him go to the top side. Issue is he didn't really roll it that well. Wasn't able to get that momentum back. Oh, wow. Dorian Davis with a huge block on the 29. Nicholas Rowe trying to make a move. And Dorian moving himself up inside the top 5. Did not set a qualifying time. And up inside the top 5. Up 11 spots from where he started. Davis, I don't know if he got any stage points in stage 1. So trying to be aggressive to at least make up for the, even if he did get maybe a couple, wants to probably get some more here in stage 2. This has really changed up this front back here. The only person who was really up here before was that 11 of Max Ford. Look at Skylar Fox, now back on the lead lap, but back there in P10. He's got a fast car, but he decided to come down pit road. So they're trying to save that fuel. Went a lap down, got the wave. Back there in P10, they're gonna have to drive his way back up to the field. If you want to talk about dirty air, you'll have to look at this number 09. Because remember, he qualified up front. Didn't have to really worry about it. Now he's back here mired outside the top 5. He's gonna have to try to find a way to drive his way through the field, try to keep that car manageable and clean. You just cannot drive the car the same way that you can up front. You have to navigate the dirty area. You literally have to drive the car so much different than you are when you're up inside the top 3. And this is what I love to see is these guys who can drive through the field. That's the impressive part to see, right? Because you really do have to adjust the way you drive the car entirely based off of dirty air, right? You see right now the 09 having trouble. But here comes JJ Morin on his top side. Gonna try to take away this P10 position. Tyler Helms now mired back here, 2 laps down, but is technically the first car laps down. He does have Colby Duckworth back there. Oh, big loose out of the 16 machine. Gavin Smith. Stopped perpendicular here. No caution yet. Get it refired. No caution. So we'll keep a green here from Charlotte. Maybe. Yes, we will keep it green. at this. 25 up here, ripping the top side. Oh, wow, the 99 is Durati around. Oh, man, that was the 09. Huge hit. The 57, the 5 around. What happened to the 99? Versus Durati with a huge spin. Take a look, see what happened. Durati grabs that apron there, trying to save it, overcorrects to the outside wall, and here comes a 9. Isaiah Fox, such a quick car tonight. Hasn't used his faster pill yet, so there's Durati. That's a good sign. Caution will wave. Tyler Helms should be in position to get the lucky dog here. See when they cross the stripe once again. See him, fading outside, which tells me that he probably is the lucky dog. There he goes. Here comes Tyler Helms. He's going to get the lucky dog. He'll go back to 1 lap down now. What a recovery drive by the doing machine. Obviously, they've gotten a couple lucky breaks with these cautions, allow him to get, the lucky dog and get around without having to really earn it. Well, I'm not going to say he hasn't earned it, but he's gotten some cautions to allow him to get some laps back. And Dorian Davis up inside the top 3. By far our biggest mover. Let's go and see if we can talk to him up here. HVTV booth. Megan Doran, is Christian up here in the HVTV booth? You got a copy? Well, up 13 spots where you started. Obviously didn't set a qualifying time tonight, but if driven yourself up inside the top 3, how's the car feel?
I'm not gonna lie, it feels very good. It feels racy. I mean, it's a bit loose, but I mean, I can handle a loose race car. It feels like I can go up here and contend, and hopefully that's what we can do and keep the car under us and see if we can get a stage win.
Obviously coming, we'll be going with green with 11, 12 to go here. What's the mindset here? Obviously, we've seen the dirty era be bad all race. Are you going to try to just be aggressive to get up there, maybe with the front and get that cleaner on that number 9 machine?
Honestly, if the door opens itself, I'm definitely gonna try to take the lead here. But if it doesn't, I'm kind of gonna try to play it safe. I mean, I need to get points, so it just depends on the scenario.
We're getting back ready to go green here to complete stage 2. We'll drag you back down to your VC and wish you good luck on the rest of the race.
Yep, thank you.
Dorian Davis for giving us this time up here in the HVTV booth. And we do apologize. I just realized while we were doing the broadcast, we did have our camera overlay up this whole time. We were using display capture for some odd reason instead of game capture, so we do apologize for that. But at least you get to see a little bit of it from the inside look of how we try to run the broadcast here on the HVTV network. So a little cool Easter egg for you fans at home. We're getting ready to go back green. It's still going to be that Toyota lockout that we've seen for most of this stage 2. Max Ford, Carmelo Cabrera, and it'll be Dorian Davis, Nicholas Road. There's two Chevys. Now that fast forward, but we'll get ready to go back inside the restart zone. We'll be going back green with 11 to go in stage 2. 11 to go, 21 to go. My apologies. Gonna jump by the 11. Let's road. Echeverria gonna be side by side for the P2 position. There's gonna inch out ahead of the 29, and now look at this number 9 machine. I thought he was gonna look at the 29. Remember what he just said in that interview. If he can't get the lead early, he's gonna sit back and play it safe, right? And when he needs to pull out, he will. Speaking of playing it safe, that's not what the 81's doing. He wants this race lead, and he wants it now. Issue is the 81 makes a mistake. He's got the 29. He's got the 9. He's got a whole pack of cars behind him who will take advantage. Something happens. Everybody single file for now. Thomas Smith coming out. Big Road still trying to get this damage fixed. Dorian Davis going to try this outside line on the 29 machine. Going to try to move his way up inside this podium spot. He'll clear the 29. So put Dorian up inside the top 3. I think for the first time tonight. Look at the stay that Dorian's had. Started 16th, fell all the way back to 17th, which is basically last, right? He's driven his way back up inside the top 3. You know this 9 had speed, so it's not a surprise that he's up here. He's done a good job, right? His golden hour started to fade, and the track is starting to darken here. You see the sunset here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, and that's gonna just allow this track to change, right? And as the sun goes down, and as the stars come out, it's gonna allow this track to cool off, and the track temp will start to fall as the temperature starts to fall here. Remember, we started the race with an 83-degree track temp. We're down to 75-degree track temp now. It's now to 68 degrees out. Air temp here from Charlotte. You'll see side by side now. Davis going after the P2 position. And look underneath the 81 of Echeverria. He'll make that pass work. Issue is Max Ford started to drive away for the rest of the field. Max out to almost a second lead, just under, about 8-9 tenths, depending on where you look on the track. But he's starting to get spread out, single file. Everybody kind of just single file out behind. Be like a little 3-car group here. That's 3rd on back. The 5th place, I believe. You have 6th on back. Your own little group here. Here comes Duckworth inside of the 57 to 58. Duckworth, he's 2 laps down. Remember, had the tow. Getting caught up in that wreck, involving the 48 and kind of the big one. couple cautions to go. Had the tow, lost 2 laps, but used that fast repair. Back out on track. He is the second car laps down. Unfortunately, Tyler Helms is in front of him, only 1 lap down, but he's back here, right behind these guys. Running, I believe, 9th on track. Duckworth up here, further up. Max Ford continuing the lead. Trying to pull away from Davis, but Davis is starting to run him down a little bit. We approach 9 to go in stage 2. We got a potential battle ensuing back here. Girardi underneath the 31. Jackson Brown for the P10 spot. This is 4 stage points, so it's important in that 1 stage point. Girardi not going to be clear. Yes, he will. He's going to jump up in front of the 31. 31 with the crossover. 99 with the little bit of a block there. Made the 31 actually go down into that AstroTurf. That's the cool thing about Charlotte is if that happens, you can go down there, not have to lift at all. And you still see him get the run there side by side down the backstretch. 31 definitely has a nose in there, but Girardi will cut it off there. And look at that dirty air. That's a textbook pass by Christian Girardi right there. Because he got clear and immediately jumped down in front of that 31. And it made that 31 have to get out of the gas and walk that thing up the track because of the dirty air. This 11 machine has started to put on the gas here. I mean, you see him, he pulled away a good half a second just that lap. Trying to run him back down, but 2.5 back. Yeah, tough task here when we're coming in 4 to go. Bushell. And to look after that 58. 58's going to give him the top. Side by side for the position. No, the 58 will clear. See a battle further on up. 29 to 83 going at it. Hoppy in the road. 83 to spot. He'll move himself up inside the top 4. Trying to see some guys be aggressive there. Get a couple spots here before stage 2 ends. Look at that, Carmelo Ecavera under pressure. That's the 33 of Colby Duckworth. Remember, that is a lap car. I don't think he's going to have enough time to get back to your race leader, but it's a good run through the field. Nonetheless, trying to unlap himself the hard way. Yes, technically anything can happen in this 11. 3 and 4. Max Ford wins stage 2. Gosh, it away. Duckworth not able to get back to your race leader. That's a shame. But he'll stay 2 laps down. Well, we got the opportunity to. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Now, your league sponsor talk to you guys. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Welcome you back to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Prestige Cup Series Week 7, as we just got done with Stage 2 in the Freedom 300. Congratulations to Max Ford as he wins Stage 1. Here, to go trackside once again. Talk to Max Ford if we could find him. Go. Grab him. Hey Max, is Christian up here in the HVT booth? Got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, Stage 1 winner, so Stage 2 winner, so congratulations on that. Obviously, you've looked really quick. You've really been the only driver who's been consistently up front all race. You were battling the 09 at the start, and you were battling the 81 here in Stage 2. What's the car feel like, and what's it gonna take for you to come in here and take it away from everybody else?
Well, first stage I probably should have won, but Isaiah Fox was on the battle and just couldn't save enough, but still got a good position out of it. Second stage, I frankly did really good, just stayed up front. Main competitor is Condorian, but here it's going to be rough on fuel. I'm going to definitely have to save. As you can see on stream, I'm running the apron, I'm clutching in. Definitely during the run, I'll be clutching. If I can get to 152, I should be good to go on fuel, just to go flat out. But if I go to 150, then I'll have to save a little bit, like we did in stage 1.
Definitely interesting stuff to hear. Some fuel saving, nothing to be done here, but we appreciate your time. Good luck here for the rest of the race.
Yep, thank you.
Max Ford, giving us some good insight. Have to save a little bit. To get us the rest of the way. But you'll see him alongside Kenorian Davis. We get ready to go back green here to start stage 3. The Max Ford's gonna spin the tires. Wrecking in the back. Oh man. Well, go back, take a look at that. I hope that wasn't my fault. That's the second driver. You know, I've called out this race, and they've made a mistake here within, you know, a couple seconds. Go back and take a look and see what happened. Looking further on back to see who else got caught up in this. I think I saw the 25. Hooked by the 99. I think I saw the 3 Helms involved as well. Yeah, a ton of cars involved. I don't think a lot of drivers got tore up, which is good. But definitely a lot of drivers involved in this wreck. Somehow Max Ford keeps the P2 position, maybe. He actually pulls up in front of the 9. I'm sure if it's going to give him their lead back. No. Looks like he's going to fall back to 4th or 5th, it looks like, maybe. That's coming out pit road, the 25. And honestly, regardless if you're caught up in the wreck, I don't mind coming out pit road, even if it is to top off on some Sunoco fuel. We talked to Max, and he talked about, you know, not being able to fully be able to make it on fuel. So, it's gonna be interesting to see, what's the plan here for some of these drivers, right? Obviously, it's gonna be marginal, I think, right now, like, to whether saving is better or not, or coming down is better than staying out and saving and keeping the track position. Because obviously that was a restart wreck. But also, that same stance, right? You want to keep the track position, right? So I can see both sides. If you got caught up in a wreck, or maybe even think that you got caught up in a wreck and wanted to check damage, come down, top off on some fuel, and just kind of reset. And we just got done with really halfway, right? We still have, well, now technically 93 laps to go. So, still a long ways to go here in the race. If we get a green flag run, we're going to have to go, you know, 50 plus laps before we pit. I mean, everybody still has a chance. And look at that, Isaiah Fox got caught up in a wreck, used that fast repair. Now look at him up inside the top 2 once again. You see lights back off on the pace car. We'll be getting ready to go green once again here from Charlotte. It's funny, I talked to the league owners. I expected to have quite a few cautions tonight, and pleasantly, we haven't, and I'm happy to say that. We haven't had a lot of cautions tonight. Hopefully we can keep that up. Hopefully I didn't just jinx the field, but I probably shouldn't even said anything, honestly. I should have kept it to myself, but hopefully we can keep that consistent here for the rest of the way. We'll be getting ready to go back green here, and once again we'll see the 9 in that 09 machine. So the 2 9 cars Get ready to go back inside the Echo Park restart zone. We'll be back green here with 92 to go at Charlotte. Go jump by the 9 machine. This Fox will slide back inside the P2 position. I don't want to be that guy. Tyler Helms is back on the lead lap. I mean, we knew that Tyler was going to get at least two cautions to help him out, and he definitely took advantage of those. Now this 3 is back on the lead lap, currently in P12. So we know this 3 is going to be aggressive. Get back towards the front. Now, I talked to him earlier this week, and he said, "Hey, obviously I didn't mean to wreck Hector last week, and I'll take the penalty. But if I do get a penalty, look for me to drive through the field and to be aggressive, to make up the time, to make up the laps that I'm going to lose. And I'm going to try to be up there towards the end." He's got 90 laps to get back up there. So you plenty of time for this 3. Max forward after, being involved in that last caution. Already back up outside the top 2. Trying to run down Kindorian. Talked about Kindorian being, in an only competition in his eyes. Peter Hoppy. Gonna put the pressure on that 09 machine. We've seen that 09 blink the whole race, so I'm interested to see if people are okay with it. I know a lot of drivers are gonna call that out, like, "Hey, Isaiah, you're blinking a little bit." And obviously, Isaiah's ran really well all race, so I don't imagine that even if people are calling it out, he's going to just pull over. He's probably seen, like, "Hey, I'm aware that I'm blinking, right? I've seen on the broadcast. I know that and I know, right?" And luckily for the 09, it also hasn't been really bad. You see a couple blinks every once in a while, right? It's not blinking every other lap consistently. See a blink here and there. That's, I feel like, the best case scenario, right? Obviously, like, if you're this 83 who was trying to get around them, or trying to set up something to get around this 09 sooner or later, it's hard because, like, as soon as you get to him, he might blink, and it makes it hard to judge where this car is, right? And I think a word of advice for me, anytime I see a blinker, just act like he's not there. If he disappears, and then it's your track to take advantage of, right? It can be kind of dangerous to do that as well, because sometimes, right, if there's a blinker and he blinks in, and let's say you were, like, in a vicinity of, like, his, window spot, it can cause some really weird looking wrecks here on the sim. So it can definitely be a little frustrating for the drivers who race around. But right now, it looks like the blinking has gone away, at least for now, for the 09. So nothing to talk about. Further on back, Helms trying to drive his way through the field. Try to get clear of this 29. Not going to be able to do it quite yet. 29's going to fight hard on this top side. Track's starting to get a little bit dark. I'm waiting to see when these track lights are going to illuminate the track here, so we can see these cars just a little bit better. But you see the golden hour among us here is you see the day start to turn to night. Sooner or later, these track lights will turn on for us. There's Helms with the huge block on the 5. He actually puts JJ more up an outside wall. And if I'm JJ, honestly, it's a really bad spot, right? Because, Helms has already kind of given himself a reputation, and he's going to do what he needs to do, right? But also JJ Moore, he's 3 laps down, right? So honestly, you know, I'm not going to say he deserves to be raced like that, but put himself in a couple of tricky situations. You'll see Tyler get around the 29 of Rhodes. Trying to run down to Roddy up here in this 99 machine. And Tyler's had a quiet night, and that's exactly what he needed, right? At least up until now. He was laps down. I mean, he had that 4-lap hold at the start of the race from what happened last week at Indy. He's had a really quiet night. He got caught up in a wreck. That was that big one with Max Ford. But besides that, he's had a really quiet night. It's kept his nose clean. You know, stayed out of trouble for the most part. Now look at this, up back in the lead lap somehow after being 4 laps down. And up inside the top 10 for the first time tonight. Dorian Davis still holding on to this race lead. Max Ford hasn't been able to run him down quite yet. Max did drive up from, I believe, P5 or P6, so up inside the P2 spot. They're kind of sucking that dirty air bubble as we speak. If I'm Dorian, I'm going to take advantage of this where, you know, it looks like the 11's running in about the same line as this 9 machine. So you continue to run your line and make that 11 move around. All right, look, and make the 11 do what he's doing right now. Move around, trying to get some of that cleaner on the nose to try to get back to you, right? The best thing I think I found success with this car is, you know, running your own pace, running your own line, and forcing the other guys to, you know, do something different to get back to you. As long as you keep the race lead, but that's the thing now. Here comes the 11 on the inside. And Dorian will clear. Max tried to take a lunge at the 9 there, couldn't make it work. Davis will keep the lead for now. He can have his work cut out for him, though. Put this 11 behind. Ford go up there, try to run that outside to get the momentum off the corner, up in that outside wall just a little bit. Not enough to slow him down, though. Oh, 83, Hoppy. Going through the grass there, going through that AstroTurf here in the infield. Gonna lose a couple spots. He'll settle back into the P5 position. That's the second time we've seen that 83 get a little upset out of the corner. First time was out of turn 2, this time out of turn 4. Hoppy had to give the spot to the 58 of Prather. Here comes Tyler Helms on the outside. Right now, Peter's really backing it up right now. I think he's trying to figure out how this car feels after that almost spin there. Trying to figure out the feeling here. Thea Fox closing in on the back end of the 9. Max Ford got around the 9 of Davis while we were away. Now here comes the 09. The 9 gonna look to the top. Now side by side going into 1 and 2. 9 backs up the entry. Try to get underneath the 9. Gonna have a run here going into 3 and 4. Now they'll swap spots though. 9 on the bottom and now the 9 of Davis on the top. Davis with a good run off the top. They'll stay side by side down the front stretch and then into 1 and 2. See the 9 of Davis drive it in there, trying to stay side by side. I think the 09 will clear. He does. To put Isaiah Fox back up inside top 2. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Skyler. Now can this 09 go back up and catch the 11 of Ford? Max with about a 7, 8, 10th lead. We saw this the last time, right? But there was vice versa. Skyler drove up and away, right? And Max caught him and raced it for the race lead. Now Skyler trying to race down the leader of Max Ford now, right? Okay, battle further on back, ignoring Davis. 81, Echeverria. Side by side for the P3 spot. And Dorian is continuing to fall back here. I don't know, maybe he used the stuff up a little bit too early. The handling's starting to go away. I don't know, maybe the track changed, right? I mean, we've seen the sun go down and the track started to get a little bit cooler, right? Some guys like a hot, slick track versus some guys who excel on a cold, gripped up track, right? Because, you know, as the track cools down, the build grips up. Track temp now down to 77 degrees. I was saying, you know, as the track cools down, it gets more grip and you can really push the car a lot harder than you could before. Some people excel at that, right? When they figure out that they can start to push a little bit harder than they used to. Prather gets around him for the P4 position. Here comes Helms. And try to make a move here for the P5 spot. Helms just like that up inside the top 5 after starting the race 4 laps down. So I mean, it's not over for this 3. Trying to reel in the 58 of Prather. Within striking distance to get to him. What a run for Prather right here in the 58. The auction machine has looked quick all race. In a top 5 car throughout the course of the night's race, and it's been looking pretty pristine if I say myself. So to see if he could hold on to this track position. Obviously looks like for the most part everybody's single file, everybody trying to find their pace here. They should be getting green flag pit stops here unless something strange happens here within the next couple laps. Back up to Max Ford. Put a little bit of a gap on 09 of Fox, but not much. 1. We'll see Max Ford continue to lead. We'll go through the field here. Presented by HVTV while we get the time. Max Ford, your race leader, started 7th. Up to the lead. Isaiah Fox started 2nd. up to second, led a couple laps here. So really solid day for this 09 machine. Remember, got caught up in a wreck. Fell back to 15th, but up back inside the top two. Carmelo has looked very strong as well tonight. Led a couple laps. Back here in third. Travis Prather. Very up and down day for the 58. Further on back, Tyler Helms in the P5 position. And Bushnell. Solid day. Up inside the top 6. Really all day here. Jacob Bryant, good run for him. Dorian Davis, Zach. Well, now it's Zerati, but Zerati was up there racing up and towards the front, and I have to claw his way back. And Davis have just really fallen off a cliff here this last half of the race. Road 9. Holy. Max Ford starting to get ran down little by the 09 as we approach green flag pit stops. See if this lap for lap works here. It technically works, but not the way we need it to. You see, you know, within 7/6 here, depending on the lap. We approach the 3/4 mark here in the Freedom 300. Everybody minding their P's and Q's right now. Little battle further on back, the P4 position. Prather, Helms going at it. Prather pitched it out there down to the bottom side. Now Helms gets around Prather. Up inside the P4 position. Bushnell back there. In pursuit. Caution. That's the 83. That's Peter Hoppy. Take a look and see what happened. We've seen him get upset here out of the corners here a couple times. Look and see what happened to the 83 machine. Once again, loose out of 4. This time overcorrects up into the outside wall. Keeps it off the wall, I believe. Caution will wave. that's set in stone. It's going to be, I don't think these guys can make it based off of what Max Ford is going to tell us, but we are going to take a quick commercial break real quick while we get the opportunity to. This clips the 3/4 mark here, so we'll show you who the fastest out of pit road here after a quick commercial break.
Premier Racing Setup.
Racing isn't easy, but experience.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
So welcome you back to this virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. We see already lights off on the pace car. Max Ford. Isaiah Fox, your front two, and look at that. The 81 of Carmelo, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that 3 machine. Tyler Helms up inside the top 4. This one at the right time counts, right? 50 laps to go. And hit the stripe here. You'll see Toyota lockout for those front 3, and then the first Chevy will be that 3 of Tyler Helms, but you'll see the pace car once again take a hard left turn down Perry Road, and it's going to be Max Ford and Isaiah Fox leading us back to green here to start lap 150. Oh, the 11 up into the outside wall. That's going to allow the 81 to get a run here. Carmelo not going to be able to do anything with him. Look at that. Tyler Helms under pressure. Travis Prather trying to make the move here on this 03 early. Little contact in those 2 as well. Look at the 3 driving it in deep side by side with Isaiah Fox. Carmelo gonna have to block that run to the 03. Bringing, we know Tyler's gonna put the nose wherever he can to put these guys in a bad spot. Done it all season. He's gonna be aggressive throughout the whole season, and I think everybody knows now that this is kind of what's gonna happen when they race to this 3. Now it's going to be the 09 and the 3 side by side out of turn 4. The 9 will have to side draft the 3 a little bit back. Photo finish at the line. Give it to Helms. We'll see Jones probably try to drive it down here in the corner. No, 9 not giving him the spot. A little contact between the two. Still side by side for the P3 position. Jones going to drive it into the corner. A slide up in front of this 09. He'll make the pass work there. And we've seen this happen a lot throughout the race. That's really one of the only ways that you can make a pass, is really drive it in and slide up in front of the car in front and force them to basically lift out with that dirty air. Tyler looking at the 81 now. We'll do the same thing. Driving into the corner. Basically a slide job from the 3 machine. And what a run through the field here by Tyler Helms. Have to go run down that 11. That was, oh, contact further on back. That's the 09 of Fox. What a save by Isaiah Fox. But look at that track position. So he just lost. Go back and take a look, see what happened here. It looks like just some contact. Something happened here. Wayne 9 just puts the bumper to the 09, gets the bumper put to him by the 58. What a save by the 09. The 25 doing a good job getting around. And man, I don't really know who to put the blame on to. Obviously that contact was initiated by the 29. But also he got the bumper put to him, so by the 58 of Prather. Prather moves his way up inside the top 3. So your front 3 has shaken up a little bit. Max Ford continues to lead here as he's really has not given this lead up for a while. Over 100 laps led, that should secure the most laps led bonus with Max Ford. No one can go and take that away now, so that'll be some bonus points to the number 11 team. Tyler Helms now. Look at that, 0 laps led, because obviously he's had to drive his way through the field. We see him back here in P2. Prather back here in P3. Everybody getting single file for the most part. They're fighting further on back here, though. Jackson Brown driving his way up through the field. Haven't seen a lot from this 31 all race, but up inside the top 5 when it counts. Gonna put some blocks on a 25. Now he's gonna put the block on a 9. I'll put Bushnell, Davis side by side. Now Bushel gonna try to look to the outside of the 31. 31 blocks. I think this 31's holding up these guys just a little bit. Because you see a gaggle of cars. What is it now? 5th on back. Everybody really close. This is what we're talking about when it comes to the dirty air. You can really hold up a car for a little bit of time here, especially when you get these two guys side by side behind you. I mean, this looks like a super speedway right now. He'll come down, block the bottom, force the 9 the lift out of the gas. Come up and block the top here on exit, right? And get him tight on the exit of the corner, right? These guys just cannot get around this 31 right now. Finally see Kadorian. Ooh, almost contact between the 25 there. But Kadorian's going to try to get around the 31 here on the bottom side. Finally gets a decent run. Davis will clear. Now here comes Zagati on the bottom. And we're going to try to get side by side with the 31 machine. Steve Bushnell going to take a 3 wide contact. Mitchell driving into the corner. And take that spot away. Allen further on back as well. The 33, Duckworth battling with the 55. Will be getting his way back up inside the lead lap after, you know, his struggles tonight. Ran up inside the top 4, obviously got involved in a wreck. Has been trying to dig his way out of this hole ever since. Push that teammate in the 31 out. And honestly, like, if I'm these guys, you got to sort it out here, because you guys running side by side, it's just slowing each other down, right? Got to be frustrating just kind of being trapped back here. Not being able to make moves, not being able to figure out a way to get past. Look at this now. Top had to check up. Here comes the bottom line, right? Now Duckworth thought he was in the right line to maybe make up some spots. Starting to lose him because here comes the 09 of Isaiah Fox. He's going to have to drive his way through the field once again, right? Was up inside the top 5. Now got the bumper put to him by the 29. And dropped all the way outside the top 10. Oh, the 31 at the outside wall. Further on up the track here, a little battle. It's going to start to ensue here. Tyler Helms lost the spot to Prather. Now starting to get ran down by the 9 of Davis. I hear some people saving fuel, I think. '58 saving fuel. And on board with your race leader, Max Forward. He's got a 4.5 second gap. Not saving right now. Tyler Helms saving fuel. Dorian Davis saving fuel. Everybody saving fuel right now. Which makes me wonder why these guys are fighting each other so hard. Because they have to be burning more fuel trying to save, right? Because you should be trying to save fuel now, not trying to fight and battle and stuff, because you're going to have to save even more, right? After you guys figure out and get single file and figure out who wants to run where. The guys are going to have to save even more aggressively, which is going to lose you more time. 31. I think it's the first car to make that pit stop. So he's good to go. But also 2 laps down, right? Everybody else trying to make it without having to stop again. Go back up here. Tyler Helms started to run down this 58 once again. Found a number he was comfortable with, and looks like he's starting to push. Just a little bit. I'm not split right now. I'm in a really comfortable spot, right? Because I feel like he allowed himself to get away a little bit due to the battling, right? Now he's got a 4.5 second gap. Save, save, save as much as you can. The battle to the P4 position. I just love this like almost slinky effect where some guys are trying to save, some guys are pushing a little bit harder while saving, right? See this happening with the 29. It's so interesting to hear, like, when they, because you could hear it up here in the booth at least. You could hear the cars shut off. Tyler Holmes got around. He's pushing a little bit now. He's starting to run down the race leader here, just a little bit. 30.5 for your race leader. 30.2 for Holmes. Maybe Holmes found a number that he likes. Trying to put a little bit of a gap into that race leader, trying to chip away. The battle for the P5 position underway as well. Kazurati got it down to 29. 31 of Brown. He's good to go. He doesn't have to save. Now, the question begs, right? Did he make the smart move in pitting, right? Because obviously I was told that like if these drivers pit at 50, they're gonna have to save. They pitted on lap 147, right? That's 3 extra laps. The 31 decided to come down, take his pit stop. Gonna take the L there, right? Look at this stint time from everybody here. JJ Morris pulled his, I don't know if that's correct. Yeah, so JJ Morris coming out of pit road actually now. But he's 3 laps down out of the race here, basically. He'll be 4, maybe even 5 laps down once he comes out. Colby Duckworth has just come out of pit road as well. But he's only a lap down. So the Jackson Brown speed, I was surprised to see him go 2 down. But he's trying to drive back up through the field, try to at least probably try to get 1 down, I believe. I believe maybe Jackson Brown might have sped down pit road or something, because Colby just came down pit road. He's only 1 lap down. So I have a feeling that there was a mistake on the 31 here coming down pit road, but he's up here trying to make the pass here on P3 of Prather. He'll make the pass work here. And he's got Holmes and Ford going at it here for the race lead in front of him. Holmes will take away the race lead. Now these 2 Precision Sim Solutions machines will... Precision Speed Solutions, my apologies. Gotta get that right. Will be your 1-2. So Brown trying to unlap himself the hard way. Could easily get around these 2 guys here with these fresh tires. And now with 19 to go, here comes Duckworth, right? With the fresh tires. He's got the most fuel. Coming down into 3 and 4 now. Leader is exiting. Yeah, I just don't know. The only way that I feel like Duckworth can win this race, right? I think he should be able to unlap himself on pace, but I don't think he has the time to come back and unlap himself twice and win the race here in 18 laps. There's just not enough time for Duckworth to go around and do that. Not, I mean, you don't even see anybody in the shot here besides Enright, who is on older tires too, and a lap down, right? So and Holmes under fire from the 31 of Jackson Brown. Not per position, but this is to get back to 1 lap down, right? If we get a caution, this definitely helps the 31. I think the apron like that definitely is not going to help. Duckworth makes the pass on Joseph Enright. He'll be the first car 1 lap down. Max Ford has dropped outside the top 5. Brown has not been able to get around race leader, so Tyler Helms giving him a little bit of trouble. We approach 14 to go here from Charlotte. Duckworth coming out of 4 now. I don't think he has enough time actually to get back. See Duckworth with a 14-second stop, so he definitely took 4 fresh Goodyear tires. But like right now, Duckworth 29.6, 35. So he's a little over a second quicker. So I mean, he might get to him once we get to the flag here. If the lap times don't planer off for that number 29, for that number 33. My apologies. 29.9 to a 30.4. That's half a second now, right? It's hard to see like how far back he is because it's not going to show us because he is a lap down on timing and scoring. If he how far behind the race leader he is, right? Because it'll just say 1 lap. That's what it shows here on timing and scoring. So, like Dorian Davis will take the hard left down pit road. Oh, he spins. And Dorian Davis spun it out here. I thought he was coming down pit road. No. What a terrible mistake from Dorian Davis. What happened? Contact with Zarate. Yeah, I don't. That's super weird. I mean, Zarate definitely is coming down the track, but 9's coming up a little bit. It just looked like 2 cars meeting in the middle. I'm surprised that's not a caution. I mean, that could have been bad if there was oncoming traffic. But, man, what a tough break for that 9 machine. I mean, with 10 to go, his race is over. So he'll sit in pit road here. I guess might as well come down pit road now, right? So. And Dorian Davis has parked the car, actually. Tough break for that 9 machine. So it's Tyler Helms as we take the 9 to go. I mean, what a comeback. I mean, that's all I could say. As long as he can keep it, as long as he can save the fuel to make it back 9 more times. I mean, you cannot count this guy out, right? Obviously got a couple of lucky breaks with the cautions and stuff coming out, letting him get back, get these laps back, but still. It was guaranteed basically 2 cautions with the stages. Just needs to hold on for now 8 more laps here from Charlotte. He's slowly pulling away from the rest of the field here too. Prather starting to get ran back down by Max Ford. Max is running about identical lap times as Helms right now. Has 2 cars in front. 31 could not get back around Helms, so I mean Max theoretically could potentially make it interesting if he can get around Prather here, but it's got to be quick. $31.5 to a $31.6 for Ford here. Ford needs a win to lock himself into the playoffs. So obviously he's pretty well in the points here, cushion wise. But obviously we know Max can get it done. Something always happens here in these races that take him out of contention from winning right now. And right now it's those 2 cars in front. Feeding him dirty air, cannot put the car where he wants it. Right now, I think it's Max's prerogative to maybe get around the 58. Laps are running out to get back to the race leader as we approach 5 to go now. Now 4 to go once we hit the stripe, but it's going to be the battle for the P2. It's a battle we're going to probably look at for the most of this because now that 58 has got the back end of the 31 who is backed up to them. He's going to feed the 58 dirty air, right? Can Max pull something out here as we approach 4 to go to get this P2 spot away? Tyler's actually building a gap once again here, starting to put it away, right? Go back, make sure he's still saving fuel. See right there, not that far behind is the pack there. I mean, you can't just coast around these last couple laps. Wrecking! Prather! And the lap car of Brown go around in the back. Here comes the 88. Here comes the rest of the field, basically. Oh, man. I can take a look. I saw contact between the 31. I think Prather just finally had enough. He needed to get by the 31. Makes a move here. The 31's blocking him all the way down. That doesn't look good. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody knows that we're wrecking here. The 81 gets into the back of the 31. Here comes the 99 of Zagati. You'll see the 33 get into it. And oh man, I assume the admins are gonna look at that because the 31's laps down. The 58 has a chance to potentially run down your race leader, and he's blocking him all the way into the grass, right? He's got to run, and I understand that's a teammate, but you can't do that as a lap car. You cannot do that. Just ruined someone's night. You ruined a lot of drivers' nights here. Tore up a lot of race cars pulling a block like that, so I'm interested to see what they're going to do about that, but that really ruins any fuel strategy we have because here comes the rest of the field who isn't caught up in this wreck. The top, probably for a splash and go, maybe tires. We'll see. If I'm taking tires, I'm taking 2 only though. Helms with 2. Anybody beat him out of pit road? Max Ford, no tires. for the 11 machine. Tyler Holmes P2. Nicholas Grote will come out P3. Look at that. Jacob Bryant P4. He gets around the carnage. He's going to put himself inside the fast four to race for this win. Gabriel Goli will come out P5. Look at this. 55. Getting it late in the action. Isaiah Fox still down pit side. And that tore up a bunch of cars. Carmelo Echeverria will take the lead, come out P6, but these are just the stragglers that are left from that wreck, so. And not the best look here at the end, but. '57 of Internet will come down pit road. Well, it's going to be this was actually one of our overtime finishes. So, overtime attempts, actually. So, we'll go NASCAR overtime. For people that don't know how this works, I believe we get 3 attempts. It's a 2-lap dash here. So, we will try to restart the race here. And as long as we get back to the white flag, the race is official. If we get a caution before we get back to the white, we will restack them. We get to do that 2 more times after this one. But as soon as we hit the white flag, if we get to the white flag, the race is official. The whole field could wreck, and Christian Zarate, who hasn't even caught up to the field yet, could win the race here, right? As long as we hit the white, it's all goes, right? So, going to see how this is going to turn out. But you'll see those 2 similar looking paint schemes on the front row, and you'll see the 48. Jacob Bryant, Gabriel Goli, you fast forward there, and everybody else going to have to line up single file behind them due to, penalties, single file, restart, 4th on back. We're going to hand it back over to the 11 and to the 3 as we're going to go overtime racing here from Charlotte. A great jump by the 11 on Max Ford. Going to be side by side for the P2 position. To Helms. Bryant, side by side for the P2 position. Helms is going to clear, but that 48 is going to drive it in. He's got to. Driving in the corner. Helms will clear. What does Helms have to get back to that 11 machine as Max Ford takes the white flag here from Charlotte. Max has to have the drive of his life here. Qualifying lap here. You cannot let that 3 get back to you, but I think he's got enough of a cushion. No mistakes here. Out of turn 1 and 2. Going back into 3 and 4. We need a mistake out of the 11 to let that 3 get back to him. Across the stripe, the Helms has a run. Not going to be enough. Go ahead and give it to him. Max Ford's going to win his first race here in the PSR Cup Series here in season number 2. Tyler tried it. He wall popped to try to get back to the 11. Couldn't make it happen. But still a really good recovery for Tyler coming home P2. Gabriel Goli with another podium finish. Good run for the 55 there. Wow. Jacob Bryant will come home P4. Landed over to this number 50. The number 50. Number 11 here. Max Ford finally gets to burn it down here. And he'll get to do it here at the heart and soul here for NASCAR here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. See Max Ford continue to burn it down here. And congratulations to Max, his first win of the season. And he earned it, man. Made the pit strategy to take the come out here on old tires. And he's gonna take it here. You know, Tyler Helms driving his way up through the field. You gotta give props to him. Made the 2-tire strategy call. Unfortunately, Max just had too good of a jump for Tyler to get back to him. Tried to do the send there at the end. Max had too much of a jump. We'll continue to watch Max Ford burn it down here, but we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and then we'll start your post-race show. Talk to your top 3 finishers, look at your unofficial race results, and wrap up the broadcast tonight here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Yeah, I got a copy. Honestly, glad to get it done. I'm surprised that strategy worked of taking no tires. I came in, tires were at 60%, and I really don't know how they stuck like that compared to Tyler, who took 2, and other people who took 4. But feels good to finally get a win in. I know I've had pace all season and just haven't been able to show it due to just other people's scenarios and actions. But glad me where Tyler won because I was good at saving. I think it was like lap 150, that caution. I was saving good that run. And then next run, I was hoping that no one can make it, so I was going to push it. And I would have a big enough lead to Tyler that I could just pit and negate that fuel difference when he pitted. But evidently, you could save 4 laps, which I was shocked at. And Tyler was good at fuel saving, as per usual. And glad one of us got to win, but I'm not going to talk about the shenanigans right there and then to bring that caution out were Peters, but glad to get it done and get a stage win as well.
Yeah, talking about the fuel thing, it looked like we had to. That was a talking point throughout the whole race here. Walk us through for the people at home that really don't know what it kind of takes to like fuel save and be good at it.
Honestly, you gotta ask Tyler that, but he'll be up here in top 3 waiting room, BC, whatever. But I know I got to clutch in, go in the corners, save some fuel on the straightaway by going 80%. Once I knew they couldn't, like they would make it, I would start saving, and that's when I started dropping them massively because I had 25 laps to go. I'm not going to save 4 laps if I just do what they're doing. So I had a massive save. Got it to be good, and then started pushing a little bit, caught up, past Nick, got Travis, and it started going back down. So how fast I was running, and then had to save a little bit more, and then obviously that wreck happened. But it's just a lot of, I guess, throttle saving and a little bit of clutch as well, entering the corners, because you're not using RPMs when you put the clutch in.
Obviously, coming back to this, this restart here, you decided to take no tires compared to Helms and Bully and everybody else who decided to put two at least the right sides on. Was there a plan to always take no tires to get the lead and try to just keep it like you did?
Yeah, that was the plan, taking no tires, because I thought like, oh, what if I take 2 or 4? Well, Tyler's going to take 2. He's smart enough to take 2, and then if I start second, he's going to get a jump. I can't make that time up relatively with dirty air, and I knew taking no tires gives me the lead, gives me the dirty air advantage, and I can hold him off relatively.
Well, smart choice by you and this whole 11 team. Obviously, they're leading 134 laps, 137 laps tonight. You showed you had a strong car, and finally were able to put all the pieces together, put yourself in victory lane. So congratulations on that, Max. And before I let you go, anybody you want to thank, shout out, or appreciate here for this win tonight?
I gotta thank Precision Setups. Provide great cars. They have good long run cars, short run cars, everything you need. Alex does a good job. Ed does a good job, and Connor does a good job for trucks and Cup and Xfinity. Thanks to Tyler, Precision Setup teammate. He worked well with me there, and glad one of us got the win there. Thanks to Toyota and Ford, especially the Ford family, for allowing me to run a Toyota, even though my last name is in the Ford generation. So, big props to them. Thanks to DHL, everyone on the car right now. They did a massive job in supporting Precision, but mostly DHL and Dutch Bros for sponsoring me in the UIS as well.
We appreciate you coming up here and talking to us in the booth tonight. Once again, Max, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we can talk to you some more up here in Victory Lane.
Yep, thank you.
Max Ford gets his first win of the season here from Charlotte. Let's go ahead and talk to your P2 driver. And what a battle to get him up here inside the top three. But let's go ahead and talk to your P2 finisher, Tyler Helms, up here in Pit Road. Hey Tyler, it's Christian up here in HPTV booth. Got a copy?
Hello?
I think we got him.
Hello?
All right, we got you. Well, we obviously knew you were going to be a big talking point, coming into tonight's race. Obviously, with the result of what happened at Indy, you got a penalty at the start of the race, and we're able to drive your way through the field. We're leading, there with 2-3 to go, and fortunately got that unlucky caution, but able to come home with a P2 finish. Obviously a really up and down day for you. Walk us through your race. Walk us through what got you up here inside this podium position.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough race. I mean, obviously we knew the penalty that we had coming in, and I was expecting a yellow early. We never got it, and just had to keep fighting, and eventually got to 3 down, and then got really lucky, went 2 down, and then eventually we were 1 down, and it was coming to the end of the second stage, and I was like, all right, well, we've pretty much got it at this point. We just got to go through the field, and I got up to Travis that first run in stage 3, and just I don't know, I got to him, and then he decided to try to aero block me the whole time, and then I just burned the right front off, and then Max was pulling away, and really was needing a caution at that point, or I was gonna take 2 tires. I was just gonna throw something at the wall and pray it worked, and we got the yellow, and then we were really close on fuel, and I saved that entire run. I was just lifting and coasting, staying in 5th gear at the beginning, and I started to clutch through the corner and then pick up the throttle, and then we pulled away and had the race won. And then Jackson was behind us, and he was just riding around, and I mean, granted he was a lap down. They were like 5/10 behind him, and eventually Travis got to him, and then well, he decided to be a little bitch and tent wreck him, because that's just who he is. He wanted to talk crazy about me last week after the whole thing about Indy, saying, oh, if somebody did that in real life, they'd be suspended, and then he goes the next week and tent wrecks somebody. So it's whatever. He can sit at the bottom of the points as well, and felt like we should have won the race. I mean, it should have been either me or Max, 100%. After, based off tire saving, he should have had it. Based off fuel saving, I should have had it. And well, we fought our way back all the way back up here, but yeah, just a little bitch move by Travis, and we'll take P2, another top 3. It's our 7th of the season in 7 races, and we'll extend our points lead. So you'd think a guy with a 4K rating would have a little bit of IQ, but when you run Ricky Street Stocks all the time, then I guess it doesn't make you any smarter.
Obviously, good battle and a bounce back for you. But I want to talk about, at the start, obviously, fuel saving was something we had to talk about the whole race. And for you, who had that penalty at the start of the race, right? Did it almost give you a little bit of an advantage? Obviously, you're that 4 laps down, but did you really have to worry about saving as much as the other people did, having to, come out later? Because I saw you were able to unlap yourself the hard way just because everybody else had to save.
I don't really know. I thought I was gonna unlap myself normally, on that run anyway, and just never like we started to gain like 3/10 or whatever on Max or whoever the leader was at that time, and then we just lost it. And then people started to say that they're pitting. I'm like, great, we're gonna have guys that are gonna be a lap down. I'm not gonna get the wave around or anything like that, and I'm gonna be stuck here. And whoever the leader was when they were coming to the white flag of the stage, I was like 3 seconds behind him. I'm like, oh, we're stuck here, and we got like 2 laps. I had like 2 laps of fuel at that point as well, so it's not like, I was really in a better position, even though I ran 3 less laps than them at that point. And it I think I saved maybe just a little bit in that run because I kind of had to, and I was kind of getting a little bit worried about if I was going to be able to make it back to pit road or not. But I didn't really have to save too much more. I was kind of coming down pit road as well whenever I was a lap down, whenever there'd be cautions if I didn't get lucky dog because, just in case. But it's not like I had to save more on that first run or whatever, but the fuel saving definitely helped me out as well because that helped me get the 3 down at the stage, and just a lot of luck at the end of that as well. Um, Helped me get back to my lead lap. And I knew coming in, if I was 2 down coming to the start of the second stage, or I was 1 down coming to the end of the second stage, start of the third one, I knew I had a chance, and I was in the lead lap, start stage 3. So I mean, the only thing we didn't get out of this was stage points, but we'll definitely take a P2 finish after starting 4 down, and you know, it's I didn't even do anything bad today, and people are still complaining whenever I'm at the front. So I mean, I guess they can get used to it at this point.
That's just what happens when the same driver keeps up here and showing up and showing speed, I guess. But like you said, a good bounce back for you and this whole 3 team. So congratulations on the podium finish. Before we let you go, anybody you want to thank, shout out for this good run tonight?
Yeah, I like to shout out my team under Kobe Duckworth and all my teammates Jackson Brown and Nicholas Road. We did so good again together today, and just we were able to save fuel, save tires, bounce different strategy ideas off each other, and it ended up working out. Road should have had a top 5 before that caution, and Jackson got screwed over by not getting a black flag cleared when somebody gave him damage under a caution. So unfortunate for those guys, but we get a P3 again. We go on to Glen next week, which we might get a top 3 there, might not. You never know. And then I gotta thank Precision Speed Solutions and all the guys over there, and everything that they do. And we got a few races left in this regular season. Hopefully, we can go win a few more races, and we'll see you in the championship round.
Well, we appreciate you coming up and talking to us once again up here in the podium spot. We wish you good luck next week at Watkins Glen, and hopefully we can talk to you throughout the season.
Yep, thank you.
Tyler Helms will come home P2 tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good bounce back for him. Like you said, four laps down, back to P2. You can't really make it any better. Obviously, some would say he should have won that race, but sometimes not meant to be. But let's go ahead and talk to our final driver tonight up here in the podium spot. A really good recovery for this 55 team. Let's go ahead and talk to Gabe Ringoli up here in the HVTV booth. Hey, Gabriel, is Christian up here in HVTV booth? You got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, another podium spot for you and this whole 55 team, and somehow miraculously you keep finding yourself up here in these top 3 finishes. But so first of all, congratulations on the podium spot, and secondly, walk us through your race. Walk us through what got you up here tonight.
Well, first of all, I spent about the whole week practicing here, missing out on all the fun week 13 stuff. And then got in the practice session, did some laps with my brother. Sadly, the race didn't turn out in his favor. So that sucked for him. And then just surviving and saving tires and fuel, because both stages we couldn't make it on a full fuel tank. Tires go very fast here, and it's just pure luck in my hand.
So we definitely saw that fuel and tire saving was really the name of the game tonight. Whoever could, especially in that first stage, whoever could save enough to get it to the stage, could flip it, right? Could pit under caution versus people who had to, pit early and go lap down and have to take the wave around and start at the back, everything else. But I want to talk to you about a little bit something different. Obviously, you were running, inside the top 10 and probably had to deal with the dirty air a lot more than Helms and Ford did tonight. Obviously, we know that dirty air is pretty bad here, especially at these mile and a halves. Walk us through, how at least you try to navigate it and try to work your way up through the field.
So dirty air here, you want to avoid it in the corners. So down the backstretch, you're trying to take the little bit of draft there might be here, and then through the corners, you're gonna let off, and then might be a little later, a little earlier, depending on what you do. You may tap the brakes a little bit just to get to rotate. I had my brake bias at like 40, 39 the whole race. And 4 of the wrecks that happened in front of me, I almost wiped out the car because of the brake bias being so low. Just to handle with that dirty air.
Yeah, obviously we saw the dirty air in it. It was a make or break when it came to, some people getting around others and everything else. But obviously we saw late in the race there, we got that caution and you were able to get through the wreck. Luckily, and you were up there, inside the top 4. What was going through your head going up to that last restart?
So that last wreck, I about needed new pants after for the 4th time that race because of me having to slam on the brakes and not loop the car and back into the wall or another car. Then after that, after the green drop for the final restart, checked my watch. My heart rate went up to about 134 through the last 2 laps. So I was just not listening and just driving folding straight because I was loose as hell on cold tires.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, we saw, some people take 2, some people take 4. We saw Max Ford who won the race. He took no tires, right? We see it looks like you took 4 tires, and with the cold tires, that definitely comes with that. But still, we're able to muscle that thing down here and do a P3 finish. So congratulations on that, Gabriel, for another good finish here, from Charlotte. But before I let you go tonight, anybody you want to thank for this finish?
Buzz Inc. TEI weren't the #1 sponsors on the car tonight, but it's for a reason. Good old American got to put the Greg Biffle scheme on. And all my family members, mom, dad, grandmother, grandfather, everybody's watching. My brother, who's not having the best of luck this year, but I'm sure that'll change soon.
It's definitely cool to have someone in here, not only rooting you on and like from externally, but having a brother in here definitely got to be really cool to have by your side. Rooting each other on, making each other better. But once again, Gabriel, congratulations on another good finish. This should really help you get up here in the points and extend that gap to the cushion that you so desperately need to be ahead of here as we close into the regular season. So once again, congratulations on another podium, and hopefully we can talk to you some more up here in the HVT.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Gabriel Goli will finish P3, another great finish for that driver. Didn't really have the best pace, I think, out of some of the drivers here tonight, but sometimes you just got to take the cars that are given to you, and that's exactly what that 55 team did. And really, really good, solid effort out of the 55 and Gabriel and that whole team. We've been talking to him a lot more up here in the booth, and that's something you love to see. Just him getting better on the track, him putting himself in better situations on the track. That's exactly what you want to see out of him and that whole camp. But I think it's time to take a look at your unofficial race results tonight for the Freedom 300 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We talked to your top 3 finishers tonight: Max Ford, Tyler Helms, and Gabriel Goli. But you see Jacob Bryant coming home P4 in that 48 machine. A good comeback for him. Travis Prather, a top 5 run for him. Christian Zarate back there in P6. Carmelo Ecavera back there P7. Nicholas Rhodes will finish P8. And Isaiah Fox will round out your lead lap drivers back there in P9. Colby Duckworth, 1 lap down, will round out your top 10. See Joseph Enright, JJ Moore, laps down out of the race early. Benjamin Bushnell out early. Jackson Brown, obviously he was caught up in that last caution. And Dorian Davis, Peter Hott, Gavin Smith, and Hayden Goley rounds out the field tonight from Charlotte. But what a race tonight. I definitely had a fun time. Obviously, our longest race of the season, technically 203 laps here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. And you know, it was definitely interesting. Obviously, with the 75% fuel, the fuel that's what the talk of the town was tonight was fuel. Can you save enough to get to the stages? Can you save enough to? Obviously, we had that caution. I think it was on lap 147, which really made people have to stretch it. But it was all about fuel tonight, right? Could you make it to stage one? Could you make it to stage two? Could you make it to that one lap 50-ish mark to get yourself to a good spot to pit with enough fuel? But unfortunately, we had that 147 caution, which really, once again, made it into who could save the best fuel tonight. And it was definitely interesting to see, because it's really hard as a driver myself to like want to save fuel, but also because when you save fuel, you lose time and you're slower than you are when you're not. So it's just that cat and mouse game of when do you push to maybe get a couple tenths, maybe a second or two on the field, and then you really have to back it off and try to save fuel. So it was definitely interesting as the broadcaster to try to portray that for you guys and show how people are doing, when people pitted, when people need to pit, right? It was super interesting to see that because it was, like I said, a lot of the time Charlotte is a tire track, right? Where you really have to manage the tires. But tonight it was fuel, fuel, fuel throughout the whole race, and it was definitely really cool and interesting to see how that all came about to be. Obviously, at the end there, it came down to a green, white, checkered, and Max Ford got it done here. His first win of the season here from the America's home of racing. So it's really cool to see Max finally get it done here. He's been in so many races here on the channel and hasn't never been able to get it done. So it's really cool to see finally Max get it done here up in the Cup Series. So yeah, definitely really cool to see. For everybody watching at home, I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast, whether you're over here on High Velocity TV, over here on the YouTube side. I love to see the engagement up here in the chat. Thank you to ABG, Demos, and Hector Colazo for coming in and chatting up here on the YouTube side. And obviously, we appreciate everybody over on twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13 on that side of things as well. But if you guys wouldn't mind following either on the YouTube side or even on the Twitch side, whichever you guys prefer, we'd really appreciate the love and support. Like I said, just a small channel trying to grow, and we're desperately trying to get some more talent in the booth, some more producers, some more commentators, some more graphic designers, some more, even if it's people taking screenshots and stuff. We're desperately trying to grow this network the best we can. But speaking of growing the network, if you guys are interested in wanting to be broadcasted at all throughout the season, whether you guys are looking for a broadcast, whether you want to join the HVTV family, coming up and calling, race with me up in the booth or with someone else up in the booth. It doesn't have to be me. Whether you're trying to, get into the producing side of things for the channel, we pay pretty well for our producers here when we can, get the funding for these leagues to get it done. Or if you're an up and coming graphic designer that is just looking, to maybe practice their artwork or practice to and put their artwork in their graphics and stuff onto a channel that people can see, whether it is just, maybe get some more eyeballs on your artwork specifically, or maybe, to advance your career. Maybe if you want to do this in the industry, make some graphics for NASCAR, NBC, Fox, TNT, Prime, whatever that is, right? If you guys are looking, join that part of the circuit, right? It's definitely a big outlook here that we're looking for on the channel. If you guys have any of those needs, make sure to email us at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com, and we'll try to reach out to you as soon as we can. If you do have my Discord, feel free to DM me on Discord. That's probably the most preferable way to get a hold of me. Is if you have our Discord. If you guys are looking to join the Discord, I believe we can get it here. I need to start posting it in the description down below for every broadcast we do. But if you guys are looking to join the HVTV family in general, just hang out and have a good time. Sooner or later we'll be posting the Discord link in the description down below. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here for the Freedom 300. I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast once again. Congratulations to Max Ford on his first win of the season. We'll be back on tomorrow for the AWC Pro Series as they go to Charlotte once again. So we'll be going back-to-back Charlotte, this time in the Xfinity Series, in the O'Reilly cars for the AWC Pro Series. And on Saturday, we'll be back for the ISNF Cup Series as they come back and continue their season. I believe it's week 9 for the ISNF Cup Series. So Be on the lookout for some more broadcasts. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification so you're notified anytime we go live for you on High Velocity TV. Once again, hope everybody has a good rest of the night. We'll see you guys soon.